Which one is it? Ah, there we go. So, we've made it to the female artist tier list. This, I actually was just an idea I wanted to do. If you like it enough, show me enough love, maybe we can get to a point where I can do a male artist tier list and then possibly go into band artist tier list. I only put 10 into this. I was going to do 18, but look, it took 3 days for me to research all of this. There were a lot of hours spent not sleeping. Actually, like right now. But that's for a different story. Anyway, how this tier list is going to work is for S tier, you can probably see it on the screen, but in case I need this in editing, I'll just say it aloud right here. So S tier is I'm crushing on you. Just put crushing. A tier is best friend. B, cosign film, you know, do some kind of work. I know you enough to trust that if I were to do something in money, like make a song or something like that, it would seem like it'd be fun, honestly. C would be invite for a party. Good acquaintance, I guess. D tier would be I'll meet you once. And F tier is I'm sleeping on you. There are people that I would sleep on in real life. So why would it be different with celebrities, okay? Now, if anyone does wind up being in this tier, I already know I'm gonna hear it in the comments. Let's just see how much tension I can get off of this video. The other thing is, no, I think that's it. We're going to start, look at this. I just want you to see right here without the blurriness. That all is tiny writing. Yes, I know. I'm told that a lot. But all of this is as much information as I can add from one artist on each piece of paper. If it's a new artist, I start on a new sheet of paper. And up here is my source where I got the information from, and I can just put screenshots right on the screen as they come along. So we're going to start with Billie Eilish. One thing I found interesting about Billie is that she does interviews on October 18th every single year. I've been started doing that. I know that made 0 sense for English teachers. But she started doing it in the year 2017. She has the most monthly listeners on Spotify in the world. At least in the time of the last interview in the recording, okay? Maybe not right this very second, but that's what she said in the video. So, give me a little space here. Give me a little space here. She used to hate touring, but figured out a way to turn it into something she would absolutely love. Look, that is a great mental state to have. We should adopt that mental state. Find something we dislike, find a little inconvenient for us, or even if you're ballsy enough, something we actually absolutely despise, and see how we can work it to our advantage to make it to something we love. That's great advice. From me. Inspired by Billie. So, she used to second guess how others would feel about her music. She said it was almost embarrassing for her friends to hear her songs at first. Phone case. It's a little relatable for me, honestly. When I actually started making music and putting lyrics into the little DJ app I used to have, well, by the time I uploaded them, I'm like, well, it's still something I did. I might as well share it, but not really like that anymore. You know what I mean? And also, there were notes that I wanted to hit for some of those songs I couldn't hit anymore. Fun fact about me, I used to be in, which one is lower, alto or soprano for choir? I was in the lower one. So I was with the girls. They sat me with the girls. My balls didn't drop till I was like 19. True story, man. But I loved it. How many boys you see sitting next to the girls, huh? Huh? Actually, there was one. There was one other than me. She dresses kind of like the shy girl in high school. It sounds like she has a classy side. To me, she seems pretty well-rounded, down-to-earth, grounded. So for each of these artists I'm going to discuss in this tier list, I have listened to at least 5 of their songs, and I judged them, see if they were kind of something of my tea, kind of see if it comes on for the radio, or if it's something. Get a good feel for the song to see if it's something you would want to play if you have company, you know what I mean? If you have someone in the car you're taking home, you know what I'm saying? I didn't actually like absolutely love any of the 5 I listened from Billie Eilish, but there were a few that I was like, okay, that's cool. Or yeah, if it comes on, I'll listen to it, that's sure. But I'm not gonna probably go out of my way to seek it out, but obviously one of them on the list is Bad Guy. I used to listen to that every single day, I shit you not, every day when I was visiting Kentucky in 2019. There was a radio station that would just play it like once, twice, just to make sure it is played every single day. Either that or it was just on every radio station. And that was the same time I got this shirt I want to show off a little bit in the video. This as you can hear. A little ASMR for you. It's the only spot that's actually got sprinkles on it, or sparkles, or whatever you call them. Shitty little arts and crafts that your children do, but for t-shirts. You have to wash it very carefully because of that. That's probably the most scratching I'll ever do on that shirt. Still fits, only ever rarely wear it, and I thought this video might be suitable enough for it. So at some point I did want to share the shirt. Here's my final judgment. Here is where the placing of the tier list is going to go. I think we'd get along. I'll invite her to a party. Might even see her as a friend. Collab though. Okay, so the thing is about collaborations, about working with other people, is she said it's exhausting, boring, it's not fun, it isn't all what you think it is. So if she doesn't want to do it, I completely understand. I don't think it would be that big of a bother, honestly. She seems one of those people that you could just vibe with all day long. Well, maybe not all day long, you know, because you got shit to do. But someone to vibe with maybe for like 15 minutes. Honestly, at the time I put her in B tier. That's right under best friend. I think I'm gonna put her a little higher, honestly. I think she deserves to be in A tier. I don't know how many people are in A tier already right now as listed, but knowing off the facts, she doesn't seem that bad. Moving on to Taylor Swift. First thing I have written down here is Taylor Swift didn't get any advice when she was hosting at age 19. I don't know exactly what she meant by hosting. They were talking about something that was like, that went along the lines of that. I just tried to write that down as best as I could. If you know exactly, like, I can show you the video of where I got my source, and if you watch it and if you understand what she's talking about, let me know in the comments. That would help me out as to... Anyway, what I think she's trying to say is when she was younger, when she was just rising up, when she was just getting out there, they didn't give her advice, like just like she said. Honestly, that's kind of scary. Imagine being a brand new celebrity and having another world right before your eyes that you don't quite understand, and then no one's gonna talk to you about it. No one's gonna be like, oh, okay, so here's what helps here, here's what you can do about this. Nothing like that. Unlike other artists, Taylor owns her music, owns her own music. In fact, when she wasn't able to buy her own music, she figured, screw it, we'll just make it again. She listens to her fans. She was talking about how some of the music she doesn't own, the fans let her know what should have been a single, what should have been, and she talked about that one song that was originally gonna be 10 minutes long and wound up not being it, and she actually remade it to the way she really wanted it to be, so more power to her for that. As for looks, honestly, she's very nice to people. Her audience, her friends, I assume... I see that she likes dresses, and as far as I can see, she never dyed her hair. It's kind of cool seeing people stay strong with the one type of style. I'm kind of that way. Black and purple hair, dreads all year long, or all day till the day I die. I am going to grow these unless somebody holds me at fucking gunpoint. Now for the songs. The first one I had to search because of my childhood. My sister used to play this song from Taylor Swift all the time, called Our Song. Listening to it again after however many years is as good as I remember. I had to put that on the list. I had to put that on the like. I had to put a like on it, and I definitely had to talk about that in this video. Okay, for Shake It Off, man, it is mainstream. The one thing I feared coming in and starting to post music, actually be known as an artist, was I don't want one of my songs to be mainstream because then everyone's gonna listen to it. I'm gonna hear it all the time. I'm gonna get tired of it. So a lot of people are gonna get sick of it, and that's what I'll be known for, is that one song, which usually I have no control over which one it is that gets big. Now that's your identity. But honestly, dude, Taylor Swift, she's so big that she doesn't need one song to stereotype her. You know what I mean? She isn't remembered just by that one thing. But going into it at first, whatever one it was, I can see that being a thing for any artist, honestly. You go in, depending on how big you get at first, it's that one song, and then, like I said, you get bigger, and now it's more than just one thing, but I guess it's a gamble when it comes to that. I was like, I don't want my shit to be mainstream, but now it's like, if it plays on the radio, I'm doing something right. I'm looking at these, and there's more songs that I liked rather than disliked. And just at a glance, I don't think I can see a dislike on the list of 5 songs. So for my final judgment, put her on the tier list. Where should go on the tier list? I'd put her on best friend. I could see me talking to her about books, maybe starting a book club. I don't really particularly like books personally, but it just seems like she has that much of an open book personality. I did not mean to do that until I thought of it. I most definitely would do something to work with her. I can see that happening. She seems nice and carefree. I feel like I could go to her for advice, which is ironic because of the first thing that I said about her, for advice or to ask for an opinion on something. So that's just to wrap up that sentence. Moving on to number 3, Lady Gaga. Now, if this is already 20 minutes in here, we're gonna try and speed things along, find a way to do this faster. So one of Lady Gaga's favorite lyrics, I don't remember if I wrote all 4 of the lines down, but she said, "It was cold in the summertime." It was one of her favorite lines. Another interesting fact that she said was that fans would randomly blurt out lyrics to her when they see her. She says she doesn't really buy into trends, but if she does and she realizes she's doing it, she will, quote, "do away with it." Troubled in high school, but the song Thunder Road helped her get through it. Okay, that's a story. Lady Gaga, always known for something original. I could put that in here as I did, but I feel like that's an obvious one. So she said, when she's listening to her music, she said, "I can hear the song before it becomes a song." And maybe I took that the way I experience it and not the exact way she meant it, but nonetheless, very similar. When I listen to music before I make it into songs, I can hear lyrics. I can actually hear the instruments saying something. And if I hear it on loop, or if I hear it just enough, I can hear exactly what they're saying, like they're speaking to my soul. But anyway... yeah, I can hear how a song is going to really work around just by listening to it, by practicing a little bit of it, going and feeling how whichever line needs however many syllables, using those words to fill in those syllables. Like, just really quick, the song Jaka, perfect example. But I don't rule over my piece with an iron fist. I got my own energy with my own twist. I attract what I resonate. I become a midst of the dark energy. All around me is a mist of the sweet, sweet meditation. Life is a gift. Don't take it for granted, especially within the shift. Your lower self will come back and try and have you sifted. The ozone, no zone, your frequency must lift. Like 3 of those sentences felt like it was all in the same. 3 of those lines felt like it was all the same sentence that I was trying to share. So I can totally see what she meant by that. Her interests: watching young designers, Alona and her baby doll dresses, likes dressing up till it becomes trendy. Dogs, chilling at home, flowers, jazz, abracadabra. Liked it, great scent, liked the transition. Oh yeah, this last one, Bloody Mary. I liked the transition between the spaces in the verses. That's like, not all of it was absolutely love, but I didn't really have anything negative to say about the small amount of songs I listened to from Lady Gaga. So I guess there's something to be said for that. For my final judgment, I'm getting the vibe that she likes everything, and I'm a lot more particular when it comes to that. Me personally. I still don't feel like I know her that well. I'd love to meet her. Depending on how our interaction will go, will, I guess, determine if we will actually click. So I didn't actually put this in a tier yet. I guess I gave myself the freedom to do it in the very present moment as of making this video. I'll put her, this seems like C tier because it could go either way. It's 50-50. Lady Gaga. As a fun fact, my 4th grade teacher had a huge crush on her. I'll invite her to a party for sure. She's got one of those voices where nowadays with the brain rot era, kinda question if it's AI, but those who know Lady Gaga know that it's not AI or auto-tune. Now I was going to put, like I said, this is just for female artists. If you want to see male artists and then eventually get to band, then we can do that. I was going to make an exception for Metric. If you don't know Metric, it's one of the ones I listen to more frequently if I'm not listening to Disturbed or dubstep. But I couldn't. And here's the reason. Okay. Why I want to prolong making a tier list for band, if it really comes down to it, as far into the future as I can, is because, listen, a band is not just one person. You could pick up information collectively, like you could do it a couple of ways. You could just random facts about the entire band, or do you want to get further into it? Like, oh, like this certain band member actually is my favorite member of the band. I've heard that with people in high school before. You're looking at me like I'm crazy because bands don't exist before the newer generations, but it's a real thing. It's something that happened. It's part of history. Anyway, yo, them younglings are gonna go cry. They're gonna go wild. I tried with Metric for like, I'm gonna be honest, not very long. I just looked at a regular little video, looked long enough for me to gather as much information. There were 2 band members, and they were talking about things personal to those 2 individuals. And I was thinking, okay, well now I know the names of 2 people. in the entire band. This is going to be one of the harder things. I'm not looking forward to it, man. If this took me 3 days, I just wonder how long that other one, that I would be happy when I am finished with it. Maybe I can type it on the computer next time. I did want to at least put some real effort into something though, for the first time anyway. Moving on to Snow. Let's look at this. AKA Snow Tha Production. Tha Production. Gotta say it like that. Tha. It's not the. I don't know how you pronounce it, but I'm just gonna put some info onto that. Snow Tha Production. Yeah. This isn't a racial thing, but she said she's Latina. I remember in one of the videos, she said if she commits a crime, she goes by being Mexican. She's one of those people where you can't tell if they're white. She has a few songs with Tech 9. That used to be my shit back in the day. I used to listen to a lot of Tech 9. And speaking of which, I didn't know it at the time, but the song's So Dope. She's in it. I've been listening to So Dope for this long, off and on, and I just recently learned that it was her in there. You know, I could have looked at featuring whoever and whoever, but I saw Tech 9, song I like, click play. That's as far as it went. But yeah, she's in that one. This is gonna be a very hot take. Snow feels like she's the one who started the term wake up, woke. All this before veganism came along. Back when being a vegetarian, people would look weird at you for it. She had a website called Wake Ya Game Up. She reminds me of Skylar Vox, and if you don't know who that is, don't worry about it. Really, this might just be me. But do you know that when certain people put on beanies, they actually look extra cold? No. For her songs, I actually liked 4 out of 5 of them and called one of them Not Bad. Final Judgment. I think we would click. I can see me making a music video with her. Even though others would be... So she talked about how others would be scared to be around her. I don't really see that. I think it's like a misunderstood vibe, which honestly resonates with me. I am very misunderstood, guys. I would definitely be her friend. Not sure about best friend. Not gonna put her that high up yet, but I will leave the door open for the opportunity. Ariana Grande. She's a first-time Oscar nominee. Her mom was in a play when she was 8. She sung at old age homes, and she's vegan. It's just what she said. Just writing down information. I didn't know Ariana Grande was short. There's a YouTuber named Dashy Games, or Dashy, and he said in one of his videos that he actually can fit into children wear. Like he goes into the store and buys child shirts and he can fit into those. So one cool thing about Ariana Grande, if I can get this focus to stop, is those long, slim little fingers. Even slimmer than mine, I think. Alien hands, someone said. Pianist fingers, another one said. I wonder what kind of things they say about Ariana Grande's fingers. Just play the harp.
Start setting up our X cameras and nerve center. We incredibly hear
gulping
come from upstairs.
Break the rules just one time on YouTube. There wasn't anything in that. I can do that after I work. Mental state. Her interest is being on stage. I always liked being the center of attention, so I can see where she's coming from. I like being on stage, honestly. There are times where I feel like I am not getting the feedback I was expecting. Being nervous is natural, I think, even though it's been socially normalized nowadays. The one thing I feel like will make me nervous is if I was performing in front of a crowd that had absolutely no reaction to whatever I was saying. You could be on the one end of the spectrum of thought that's like, oh, well, they're just listening. Or the other end of the spectrum where it's like, are they though? Because there wasn't a laugh, a giggle, or I get that, no kind of feedback. So it's like they're not listening. It's like they kind of just want me to leave. That's my take. So for her songs, that was a dislike. Just so you know, listen to West Side by Ariana Grande and tell me it doesn't sound like a song. If you want to get it on, you got that one friend, if you're trying to call a number up, listen to that song. Tell me how it goes. That's my cat coming in. 2 out of 5 likes. Actually 3 because of this song. And one of them I was like, it's not a like, it's not a dislike. So let's see. My final judgment. Some of the things I've learned were interesting, but I honestly think she's a bit too girly for me. You can hate me for saying that, I get it. But listen, how can you be that nice and that famous? There's something about it. You see very highly famous people known for doing some of the scummiest things, like, actually, I don't know if I want to talk about those guys. It's weird how it's mostly men who have that, oh, they're famous, and there's something negative about them. Honestly, if Ariana walked into this room right now, I'd be like, huh, that's cool. I think I'm gonna put her in D tier. I'm gonna give her a chance, but I don't really know what we're going to talk about. I think that's the thing that's stopping me from putting her any higher is if I were to like actually meet her, the first thing that would make me second guess would be like, what kind of subject should I get into? You know what I mean? Selena Gomez, pop princess, a star since she was a kid. Martin Short, 2024. Her first concert she attended was Britney Spears. She was 21, auditioning for the first time. Said she didn't remember what for, but she turned beet red because of how nervous she was, because she was so nervous. Her favorite season, oddly enough, is fall. There's a spot in my heart for fall. I like autumn. The thing I like about autumn so much is that I can wear a jacket whenever I please. I like long sleeves. In the summer, if I'm wearing long sleeves, I get looked at a certain way, so you can't always pull that off. I really like jackets, and there's something about fall that makes me want to eat soup. Does that make sense? Like, I really love eating soup in autumn. It doesn't feel the same in winter. It's like that rainy-ish, cool, the vibes, you know, not cold, like it's freezing, but it's cold enough to just want to bundle up into something slightly warm. Don't pull out the fire pit yet, just cozy up and watch some Netflix and enjoy the autumn, the surroundings. There's less bird squeaks, how there's more color, the trees, people raking leaves, waking leaves, I can't, and jumping right into them. So I get the desire to eat soup.
I like soup, I like soup, I like soup. Give me all the seasonings, don't ask me for reasonings. My taste buds might be weakening, the sodium is deepening.
In the song Soup, I name off all 4 seasons.
Winter days, soup, summer days, soup, spring days, soup, autumn days.
But I made sure to intentionally put definitely soup.
Definitely soup.
Because of how much I fucking love to eat soup in the fall. I like soup.
I like soup.
Otherwise I wouldn't have made the song. But I really fucking like eating soup in the fall. But I still like summer better. This is gonna be a hot take. Not sure if y'all are gonna imagine this with me, but I'm gonna take you down a little trip with imagination land for a little bit. I can honestly see her pulling off and doing really good with it. A Lois Griffin impression. A Lois Griffin impression. Everyone in the show calls her Lois, but it's still spelled Lewis. You cannot convince me that Lewis is not a universal sex name. I swear to God, I knew someone named Lewis and was a guy. Nobody made fun of him, but I also don't remember his face, so maybe he actually didn't exist. Nobody made fun of him though. The first song that I reviewed from Selena Gomez was a love song. Don't really do those, so it's not that I gave her a bad review, because like I'm walking into this as fresh as you. I don't listen to everything, you know what I mean? I just click on things that look interesting and judge it accordingly. My judgment might not be the same as someone else's. Maybe there's someone out there who absolutely loves love songs, but I don't. Really, I don't. There's another one that's not my thing. Don't mind it. I gave this one a like. Past Life remix. Study Beats came in like, yo, what's up? Now, if you understand exactly that type of vibe, then I mess with you. Because if I were to explain to some random guy off the street, I came in like, yo, what's up? They're probably gonna go. But if you know, that's great, because that's the only way I feel like I can explain it. Come in like, yo, what's up? So, my final judgment. I feel like I've always known Selena. I grew up watching Wizards of Waverly Place up until Disney stopped airing on cable, and then we were kind of boned there. We just stopped watching Disney altogether. We weren't the poor family at school, but we were one of the ones lower on the list when it came to financial shit, alright? We didn't eat milk out of a spoon like the Yo Mama joke, but we do... Well, at least I do. It's an Instagram joke. I used to always say we can't afford spoons. It's not true. We actually have spoons. Just don't use them. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. The years lost without Selena felt like, I feel like this is why people like celebrities a lot, is because when they direct certain images towards children, whoa, hang on. They get to know someone through various shows, maybe get to know their voice.
Okay, boys, stay with me.
And then come to find out, hey, you also do music, and maybe stop watching the show, maybe forget about the person after a while, but at some point later in life, they're bring up and you're like, wait a minute. And then the emotional connection comes into play. And then maybe they come back to watching them, listening to some of the things, and I feel like that's, once they have you to that point, they got their claws locked in, because then they have your emotional attention, they have your free time attention, or sometimes you just want to listen to a funny joke, or remember a funny joke that they said, and it's like, oh, well, I gotcha. I feel like that's the thing celebrities are using against us to benefit themselves, is the hook. Get you hooked in, like an addiction. But because I have given you a little visual there, took you down a trip on imaginary lane there, for that same reason, I'm going to put her a little higher on the list, because for me, I've known her for as long as I have. I'll put her, I think I'll put her in work. I'll definitely be her friend. Kind of curious as to see how making a song with her, or a music video, doing something like that would be like. I'm not sure if I want to put her in A tier, because just because I know her that well, or at least have known her that long, a couple of things I still don't know about her, I'm not going to clutch that. You know, I'm not going to put it at S tier just because it's like, oh, well, this is the first celebrity I knew. Not gonna be like that. I'm gonna invest a little bit into my emotional connection, but not a whole bunch. I'm still gonna be on the logical side with this. Demi Lovato. Filming Jimmy Fallon. Yo, I read that entirely wrong. I read Fallon and said filming, and then started the sentence filming Julie. Anyway, Jimmy Fallon is my new best friend. Okay, we can take that out, because I just had it in the writing there. When Demi and Jimmy became besties and started giving each other gifts, Jimmy gave Demi a sweatshirt that said, "My BFF." And there was a picture of Jimmy's face on it. Oh, wow. Let's just take a moment to admire the work, the handiwork in the very top of this page. Forget my face. There we go. Look at all, oh my God. In comparison to this one, this looks like light work compared. Look at that. I got so many things. I'm not covering all of the information on each piece of paper because that would take too long, but just what I found the most interesting. Child star #1 movie on Hulu, September 2024. Okay, so in terms of look, she kind of reminds me of my sister, and I put in the book, I don't know why, but I actually do. It's the hairstyle. If she'll let me, I'll put a picture side by side. Tell me if you can see the same hairstyle. People are either going to understand exactly what I'm saying, or I'm going to get bashed for saying this, but listen, if something needs to be said, Kree's gonna say it. I've been trying to think of a way to actually say this thing for a while. Put it into words. And I don't have it perfected, I don't think, but I think I got it good enough. So listen, you know that one Karen who doesn't shut up about children? Like, it would be a most invalid point ever, but just because she's bringing up children, you can't say anything. It's that. It's the thing where it's like, the same person goes over to some random event, some random thing happening off the street, and yells at them, starts losing the argument, and then brings children involved, and there you go, wham bam, thank you ma'am. Now I automatically win the argument just because I mentioned children. Now, where was I going with this? Pause and read. Or don't, it's fine. Oh, that's why I started that, because it was about the children. It was. And look, in Demi's case, it's not a bad thing to do. A lot of people who do want to talk about them and how their injustices do have some kind of a point where it originates from. Even the Karen in this perspective. But the thing that most of them get it twisted about and become blasted on social media and made into a meme is because that point came from one spot and they took it to a completely different, down a different road, different direction, somewhere else than it should have been, okay? Looking cringe, looking maybe suspicious, if you know what I'm saying, then you know what I'm saying. They can be, you know, and also the thing is, when you talk about something, especially that delicate, you gotta make sure you have all of your research in your back pocket to pull out in front of the other person's face, because it's a 50-50 when it comes to that. They might just make you look like something you're not, especially if you're a dude. It's just real talk. I've never heard of a child star before seeing the interview in the screenshot here with Demi Lovato. The Coogan Law is a trust that advocates compensation for minors in the TV and film industry. And when you turn 18, you receive that money. So it's pretty much children working as slaves, but you get paid later. Listen, I don't like that at all. I understand that kids can't work for you, but you're making it. And on top of that, you're not paying them. But you are when they turn 18, but you're not right now. So I think that's absolutely ridiculous. There's a reason a new child celebrity ain't coming out every Sunday anymore. The moms don't trust the trust, and you shouldn't either. That and the number of celebrities are significantly more now than ever. But Demi wants the same idea for minors getting money on social media. What do you think? Do you think if your kid making content for YouTube, not for Hollywood, okay, maybe TikTok, some social branch, do you think they shouldn't get paid till they turn 18? Do you think their videos should be monetized, and then when they turn 18 they get the money that they've accumulated? Or do you think they should get paid in the moment? I'm all for getting paid in the moment. If you're putting yourself out there and you're just a kid, I mean, it's gonna be tough. I tried that when I was 14. I would have rather gotten paid. I would have rather had some money so I can learn about how it how it is to have money. Even if it's a little bit, then I can learn how to balance it. That is something that we should all learn sooner rather than before later, but still at an age that's safe for you to learn. Still at an age that would be, that you'd understand exactly what you're learning. You know what I mean? I liked 2 of these and made a mid out of the third one. My final judgment, in her metal phase, I think we could get along, but I can't help but feel like there's not enough Demi and I would get along about to actually click. I'd put her at the bottom of D tier to give her a chance to prove me wrong, but if she proves me right, I guess F tier it goes. I need to pause this video and charge my phone. We'll be right back after these messages. Okie dokie, we're back. The next one we're going to talk about is someone who doesn't like to sleep alone, but in a slumber party way. We're talking about Kesha. Somebody reached out to her thinking he was her dad, and she concluded he wasn't. She wrote her hotel on her arm so she wouldn't forget. I think it's laughable to hear about that, but also kind of relatable. If I was in a new city I had no idea about, I think I might wind up doing something like that. Her interests, what I want when I want vibes. I fucking love that. Blonde. Everyone who has blonde hair in this tier list, I think, has always been blonde. It's a weird thing, honestly. I know you're looking for some kind of a roast, but at this point, I think the best I can come up with is she has so much jewelry that even Jack Sparrow would be proud.
Captain Jack Sparrow, if you please, sir.
I liked 3 of the 5 songs I listened to, including We Are Who We Are. Alright. Fuck y'all guys who say this song is for women. I will listen to it. As for my final judgment, I think this is just enough punk, just enough flowery, and just enough that one thing you need to hook 'em. I think I'm crushing, ladies and gents. This is that one that makes me say, wow. And look, I'm just as surprised as you are. S tier. The next one is someone who describes themselves as pink, rapper, animated. We're talking about Nicki Minaj. The video I watched, though it wasn't all 73 questions and answers, it was enough to fill my page, was filmed in Malibu, California. In terms of looks, feminine, stylist, if that's a word. I know there's a stylist for your phone, but, you know, the style of clothing-ist type of person, and a really bright smile. When Nicki was working at Red Lobster 19 years ago, she finally heard the sound of her own voice on the radio. Her first rap was when she was 12, and it goes, "Cookie's the name, chocolate's the flavor. Suck up my style like a cherry lifesaver." She has a cool Barbie necklace. Unfortunately, I gave a like and a half like to the 5 of the songs. Just 1 like and 1/2 like to the list of the 5 songs that I reviewed. But for the final judgment, if I absolutely need to use the F tier in this because I know how horrible it is, but I'm not that afraid of your all's comments, then I think I would take this to my advantage, honestly. Is it bad to say that? There is a lot of interesting facts I've learned about Nicki Minaj. Honestly, I felt like talking to her is like just another girl at a bar, man.
I'm in the bestest. No one knows who you are. Just another girl alone at the bar.
She doesn't seem that interactive, to me at least. I'm not saying she's garbage, man. Just saying, this one, dude, I might sleep on this one. And that might come as a surprise. Guess you guys are learning about artists and me. The next one, I had to put this on the list. I had to save her for last because it's freaking Madonna. So it turns out she got grills. She got new grills in August of 2022. But she's had grills for, she said decades in the video. I'm not sure if that's actually true because I'm not sure for how long grills have been around. But if that is the case, then she's either one of the first ones that got them when it started becoming a thing or made that a thing. That's something I found interesting. Like a Virgin was originally going to be a single. 15 out of 39. On terms of looks, she reminds me of someone I used to call Spider Girl. Don't ask me how I came up with that one. She's always changing her look, so that's kind of cool. And like I was saying earlier about how girls who have blonde hair usually just stay that way, well, I think Madonna's the exception, and maybe Billie Eilish, if that's real. It looks like, I think it's Selena Gomez actually. Looked like her hair was naturally black, but there's other times where it looks like it's naturally blonde, dark brown, like mine. So I don't know which one it is for that one, for Selena. In the music industry, Madonna said if she decided not to be in the music industry, I can't say that word, she would choose to become a school teacher. She looks like she likes a lot of black, grills, obviously, hosting the Jimmy Fallon show, silver, and jewelry. Really, out of the 5 that I listened to, I only liked 1, but I know that's kind of a little ironic because I had a very large selection to choose from. But hey, the larger selection, the more limited it really does seem. So I just went with random picks. You're going in there with me on that one, and that's what I stumbled upon. I just let you know if I liked it or if I didn't like it. Now, for my final judgment, Madonna's been around for a long time. I don't want to give her a high ranking just because she's a celebrity, and honestly all of these are celebrities, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make this as fair a playing field as I can. But the thing is, I can't ignore that she has been around for so long. She has been known for so long. She's become a legend. She's become someone like Betty White. So because of that, I'm going to put her a little further above into the fairness of the game to work into her advantage a little more on her side, but only a little bit, just because she has that much work under her belt. Okay, I don't know if she'd match with my music, but then again, she's been doing music for so long, she'd probably find a way to match me into one of hers. I can definitely see her as being a friend or potential friend, someone I would definitely look for in as an ally. Jesus Christ. If she wants to be in one of my songs, all she needs to do is ask, honestly. I'll put her at the bottom of A tier. Definitely friends, but everyday friends might be a stretch. But don't get me wrong, I get down with a little bit of Madonna. So there you go, there you have it. There is the female artist tier list. I took about 2 hours getting everything ready. As you can see, I'm not holding my phone. There's the stand there, microphone right there, even though you probably were wondering the entire video what it is. Take my face away. Take the blurriness away. Okay, maybe I can put my hand right there. There we go. I forgot to add, don't forget to sub if you enjoyed this video and absolutely want to see more. Light it up. If there was anyone you thought should have made the list, let me know in the comments. If this video gets 50 likes, I'll make another tier list. That's the microphone. I hope you enjoyed. I'm tired. I'm gonna edit this tomorrow. It'll be out by... What day is gonna be the next Friday? What day is it today? So it's gonna be out by the 19th. I'll see y'all later. Jocka, guys. My energy might have changed. It's because I'm tired, man. I just want to go to sleep. Yeah. Alright. See if it's something you would want to play if you have company, you know what I mean? If you have someone in the car you're taking home, you know what I'm saying? Talking about gang. Take that out of the video.